All right, Crypto Lyssa, you're officially on the podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Perfect. So this is your exclusive interview right here on the Cryptocurrency Chat podcast. So like I always like to start the podcast off with an icebreaker question, and your icebreaker question is going to be, considering that you have kids, you have the opportunity to see your kids, grow up. I'm curious, what was your favorite thing to do when you were growing up?
Oh, that's a hard one. So from about the time I was 3 years old to the time that my great uncle passed away, I would go fishing with him. So daily it was just fishing. And then when I started school, it was hanging out with my great aunt because most of the time she was the one that took me to school, picked me up from school. So, and of course, she was a lot older than me, considering she's my great aunt, more like my grandma. Um, and so just learning about that kind of stuff. And just like taking her advice. And then through high school, I did Future Farmers of America. So I was pretty busy with that, public speaking, judging teams, etc. And then after high school, I went to college for a couple of years, met my husband, and now I just kind of hang out.
All right, good, good. All right, Cryptonauts, welcome to the Cryptocurrency Chat podcast. What is this exclusive interview with Crypto Lyssa, aka Alyssa Moreno? Welcome. She's going to be a future partner here at C3 Media, specifically to bring awareness to women in crypto. That's the reason why she's joining the team, to really spearhead the whole women in crypto space. So, welcome, welcome. Um,
Thank you.
Jake, if you can, please just give us a plug or a disclaimer, please.
This content is for entertainment purposes only. Any comments made by us, the hosts, or any guests we may have on the show is not considered financial advice.
Perfect. All right. So, with that said, Lyssa, I know you kind of went over more or less what you do, what you did growing up, but I want a little more detail. So, in adjacent to the podcast, I like to ask, what did you do before you first heard of crypto or were introduced to crypto? If you can just paint us a picture before you even heard it, and then what was the first thing that kind of came to fruition that you were being introduced by the crypto market, whether that be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, or Shiba. I don't know. So yeah. With that said, what?
So
Go ahead.
what did I do before crypto?
Before you even heard crypto, what did you do?
Well, of course, I was a college student, and I worked full time for the county that we live in California, as a receptionist for the fire department of all things. So very male dominated profession. But I was their receptionist, answered phones, etc. I quit that job. And then I went to work for the Superior Court of California as a legal processing clerk too. And I was still full-time college student. At this point, I was at University of Phoenix, so I did everything online as I was holding down a full-time job. And of course, I was married at the time, so I was juggling a lot. I ended up getting sick. So I was first diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is chronic pain. And then my husband, who is in law enforcement, um, was assaulted back in 2020. And then he kind of learned about crypto while he was off. And so that's kind of where our crypto journey started.
Okay, so what was the first crypto you were introduced?
Me personally was Ethereum.
Ethereum. Okay.
Um, yeah, my husband's a miner. I don't know if you guys can see part of a mining rig in the back right there. It's just got one GPU on it. But at the time he was mining Ethereum, because Ravencoin at that time was not very much. So he was very much Ethereum based. And of course, with mining comes electricity costs. So Ethereum was the way to go to get our electricity covered. And so I just, at that time, I was kind of like, I don't care. Like, this is not, I don't really understand this, etc. So um, I just kind of let him rant and rave about crypto. And I was like, I'm a business person. So my degree is in business administration. So I'm a true business person. So of course I know stock market.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I don't know about crypto. Like, I'm worried about the stock market, etc. But then when Robinhood had their whole issue they did in 2020, I started moving to Coinbase and kind of moved all my Robinhood stuff into Coinbase. So that's kind of where my crypto started, I guess, in Coinbase. Just buying and selling, and now I'm here.
Wow. Okay. So your husband got you into crypto, you can say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you're a mother. That's something that you didn't mention here, but you are a mother. You do have children.
I am a mother. I'm
Yeah.
a baby. I got my babies.
Yay. My question to you and for the listeners out there, has it been a challenge for you? And I want you to speak on behalf of being a mother. Has it been challenging for you to adopt crypto and understand crypto? Or was it a real struggle considering that you have young children to take the time to study and understand what crypto is all about?
Yes. So, before I was diagnosed, or I take this back. Let's start this over. When I gave birth to my daughter, right before I gave birth to my daughter, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And then I had my daughter, and that was a real struggle. Mom brain, that's the term everybody uses, is mom brain. I got pregnant with my son, delivered him literally 2 months before the pandemic started. Um, and that pregnancy was a very hard pregnancy for me. Um, and right after that, my husband got hurt in April. And then August, September, I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Um,
Wow.
with that, yeah, with that diagnosis, I felt myself like really slipping, if that makes sense. So I was just like really forgetful. I was like, something's definitely wrong. Um, and so I had a neuropsychological evaluation done. So essentially, what that means is they look at how my brain functions to a normal 26-year-old at the time. And I was failing at all subjects. And, I'm an educated person. I have a bachelor's degree. I used to work as a legal processing clerk too. And so essentially that came with a diagnosis of major neurocognitive disorder. So for the listeners out there, in, layman's terms, is severe mommy brain. So I am very forgetful. I don't pick up on stuff really easy at all. Um, it takes a lot of work, and my husband is very helpful along the way. I mean, I have reminders set on my phone, to take medication, pay bills, etc. So kind of the same thing with crypto. I kind of do it late night after my kids have gone to bed, but at the same time, that's kind of hard because by the time my kids are in bed, my brain's already shut down and done.
Right. Yeah.
So it's super hard for me to, learn and fully grasp and understand. Like, I'm still learning. So this is more, um, it's a full-time job, but it's not.
Right.
Being a mom is my first full-time job. So this is kind of like secondary to that.
Thank you. Thank you for the details. Trust me, a lot of people are going to appreciate this. You going into deep detail about your personal life. That's awesome. I want to ask you. I've only mentioned this in one other podcast episode, but it is a big thing, not only in the crypto space, but in pretty much all around the world in all aspects of any subject, is mental health. That's something that I
Oh,
wish I can
yes.
talk more to people on the podcast, especially on crypto podcast, because people are so overwhelmed mentally by what crypto is doing, watching the markets go up, watching the markets go down, go sideways, do whatever. People are just, they're mining the electricity bill, their normal bills, like you being a mother. Mothers out there stressing about their children. Just it's overwhelming what everyone has to deal with. And there is some mental stress that goes on, not only just in the crypto space, but in just all spaces of life. I want you to touch base just a little bit on how you deal with that.
So mental health is a huge, huge issue. So I have dealt with anxiety and depression. I've dealt with depression about my junior year in high school. I was diagnosed with mono, or the kissing disease, believe it or not, by sharing a water bottle with somebody who had it. And I had to miss 2 semesters of high school, my junior year, because I was essentially homeschooled because I couldn't go to school because I was just so fatigued I couldn't do it. So depression started about then because I was missing out, right, as a junior in high school. Anxiety happened, I would say, probably about 8th grade, and just kind of went all the way through. I For the longest time I was really well with compartmentalizing my anxiety and depression. I would just kind of went through it and whatnot. And then when I got sick, it was like kind of like a slap in the face, like I was put on medication that's like, oh, this isn't for your depression. This is more for pain, because depression medication, it is for pain. It helps with pain, antidepressant. And for the longest time, I never wanted to be put in that stigma, if that makes sense. And then my husband being in law enforcement, it's hard because it's long hours, you're by yourself. Postpartum was very hard, depression wise, because my husband always worked. And then when he got hurt, it's hard because now he's home all the time, but from the attack, he suffers from severe PTSD. And the reason why I'm so big in the mental health space and being a mental health advocate is because it's like PTSD does not define the person, right? And PTSD doesn't just affect the person, it affects everybody around them. And then, having my own mental health issues, aside from that, it's now, I have kind of like a double stigma, if you could say. So I'm dealing with somebody with PTSD, but I'm also, dealing with my own anxiety and depression. And I just feel like we're in the 21st century. Like, mental health is going to happen. And then put on top of that, this crazy pandemic going on and people out of work and the stress and financial of everything and just the financial piece of it. If you're investing in crypto or trading crypto, even the stock market, I mean, it's crazy. I don't, in my mind, it's just money, but at the same time, it's money that lets us live, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Just do what, I mean, for people out there that are into crypto, into trading, even stock market, don't put your whole life savings out there. Do it a little bit at a time, So if you have an extra $100, invest 25, and then, if you have an extra $200 the next month, invest 50 or 100. And that's kind of what I tell people, because that way it's not like you're robbing yourself of that money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're
I would say that's more like smart investing or logical thinking about the process of investing instead of just FOMOing into a market and saying, I need to buy all of this, the Shiba token in the world. No, don't do that. That's not good for anyone's health. And like Alyssa was saying, the reality is that when you're mentally stressed over something, it doesn't just affect you. It affects your partners, your family, your friends, your work life as well. I mean, it really trickles down to just about everything. So manage and protect your mental health at all costs. And if you feel that you have issues going on, then would you encourage seeing a doctor for that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I go through cerebral. Of course, this is not paid, but I go through cerebral. I talk to a psychiatrist. I talk to a therapist. I in 2017, I actually had a miscarriage, and it was really hard. I
Wow.
was almost septic. I tried to pass it naturally, didn't happen. Ended up having to have surgery. And it was really hard because by the time I was able to get that surgery, to get it removed, I was supposed to be, um, 15 weeks. And of course, it stopped at 6. So, and my body just wouldn't let go. So after that loss, it was really hard. It was
Yeah,
hard. And
absolutely.
I caught myself taking it out on me, like, somebody else can have kids, why can't I? And it was just, I was so depressed, and I have emotional support animals, I love animals, but nothing was helping. And so finally I was just like, if I don't do something, like I'm going to go down this rabbit hole and I may not come back.
Hmm.
So I ended up talking to my first therapist in 2017, and she helped me through a lot. I mean, she helped me get through my marriage at that time because it was rocky, And then my current therapist, because my old one retired, she's helped me through, I can't even tell you, my illness, my marriage, being in law enforcement, I highly encourage you to reach out because those resources are there for you specifically for that reason. And they're not going to go and spread your business. I mean, they're just there as somebody to listen. So
Hmm.
I highly encourage people to come in.
We are recording this in December of 2021, and it's the holidays around the corner. And one of the sad truths about the holidays is that there are a lot of suicides out there going on. It's an unusual phenomenon, but it does happen. And all I can ask for the viewers and listeners out there is, please, if you are having issues, seek help. I mean, seriously, talk to a friend. Ask them if they feel like there's something going on with you, because your friends will know. Your real friends will know if there's something going on with you, and if that's the case, then yeah, definitely seek help for sure.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I was looking up something.
Okay.
Oh, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255, and they're on 24/7.
Perfect.
So yeah, if you feel like you need help, call because they will not judge you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a perfect plug. I like that. I should actually screen share that, huh? Um,
Yeah.
let me ask you in regards to animals. You have a nice amount of animals. What animals do you have?
So I actually live on 10 acres in the Central Valley of California. And right now, about 7.5 are being farmed for hay, wheat. Um, and so we have about 3 acres fenced off. And within that 3 acres, we have a zillion outside cats for sure, for rat control, as that wheat and hay get grown higher up. We definitely have a rat squirrel problem. So I have outside cats for that. Outside, we have two German shepherds. Um, Inside, we have, let's see, we've got 6 cats, two half pug, half chihuahuas, fish, and then back outside I have 4 hens and a rooster.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Oh,
guess. I'm gonna guess that your rooster is your emotional support animal.
oh no, I wish. He hates me actually when I go in there to get eggs because I'm taking away his babies, man.
I didn't know rooster lay eggs.
No, they don't, but they're a part of that process.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's get back onto crypto. All right, I know we're enjoying the conversation. So, you started working with ETH early on. How early are we talking about? Because you're actually fairly new. You're about what about less than a year in, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, when I started with ETH and ERC20 tokens, I would say ETH at that time was about 2000. I want to say it was about 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that bad. I mean, obviously, we have room to grow with ETH because it's an unlimited supply of it. And then I started investing in really, really small ERC20, off Coinbase. And I was like, okay. And then when I would go to take profit, the gas fees were killing me. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do gas fees. And my husband was like, why are you still on Ethereum? And I was like, I don't know. You're mining Ethereum. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm mining Ravencoin. And I was like, what? You're mining what? And so that kind of jumped me over to Ravencoin. And I ended up investing in Ravencoin when it was about 4 or 5 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started Twitter. I had a Twitter, but I wasn't really active. And my husband was really active on Twitter, part of the Ravencoin community. And I started listening to some spaces he was on. And about this last go round of my multiple sclerosis flare, because I have relapsing remitting. So like there are times where I'm good and then times where I'm flaring, where I have no activity. And during those times of flare, I have to go through 3 days worth of steroids. So um,
Wow.
we were gone and he was like, hey, you should make a Mango Farms wallet. And I was like, a what? And he was like, a Mango Farm wallet for NFTs. And I was like, what the hell are NFTs? And he was just like, you don't know? And I was like, no. So he like started showing me all these NFTs. And I was just like, oh, okay. And I think this was like right as OpenSea was starting to pop online. And Ravencoin was like, at this point, they had not too many NFTs, but they were starting to, get more artists in. And I loved the artwork that I got. I got a lot of stuff free. And then I was looking at OpenSea because, I like to invest, across the spectrum, but those gas fees, they kill me.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
kill me.
Absolutely.
Uh, so I ended up being mostly a part of the Ravencoin community, and that's kind of where I am, where I stay. But in retrospect, I still go across the board because I want more women to be involved. And right now, women are not very involved at all. And so I would like to see more women involved. So I'm kind of, like I said, across all spectrums, but my heart is with Ravencoin.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. All right. Jake, do you have any questions before we proceed to the next subject here? Jake.
Sorry, but the reason you couldn't get it, my phone was off, and I have to transport over
Oh yeah.
to Discord. Then I have to unmute. And it's a process of like 80 steps just to unmute myself. So I apologize. But no, it's interesting. My wife is in therapy, or she's a therapist rather, not in therapy. So she's in therapy, but not for therapy. So what you're saying is things that she's been telling me about, particularly when we talked about, the season, as it were. But yeah, it's good. It's good to hear a background of a person who's really. If you think you struggled, you probably haven't compared to this person. But it's good to hear that you're getting into crypto. and I'm glad that we need more people. We need more women in particular. And if you can figure it out, then there's hope for my wife. So she's not really much interested in it. And I know it's because she doesn't like math. But if you can prove, as you already have, that it's not really so much about the math, although there is obviously math involved, that the coin and the currency and the concept of crypto in general isn't so much just about the finance, as you've already pointed out. I think it's appropriate to let people know that and to get more people involved on the idea that crypto is far more than just math and far more than just money. And there's so many things that it can do. If you can get more people to see that, particularly women who may find it practical and or fun, that would be amazing. I hate to put it from the standpoint of setting the bar really low, but the bar isn't very high. It doesn't have to be high at all. It's just a question of interest, and there's a lot of FOMO out there. Not even FOMO from the standpoint of actually no, it's not FOMO. It's FUD. Sorry, wrong acronym. FUD is fear, unrest, and doubt. There's a lot of FUD being spread about on social media about crypto, which is false. Not that that's what FUD is, but at the same time, it's fear mongering. There's people are out there just spreading lies about crypto, and it's unfortunate. But if you can bring more sanity, more awareness, more education to the masses on the fact that crypto is not bad, I think that would be amazing. And I hope that through your eyes we can see more of it, and how easzy it actually is.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I realize that's not a question, but I wanted to make a comment. So
good. All right. All right, Alyssa. The next topic we're going to move into is the Ravencoin discussion. Then after that, we're going to talk about women in crypto, because that's more or less what you're going to be spearheading here on C3 Media. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So Ravencoin, you did show us that you have a rig right behind your shoulder there. Is that mining Ravencoin?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, here's my next question. Do you know how to set that up? Do you know how to build your own rig?
A little bit. I mean, I could put all of it together, like with screws and stuff. But software wise, my husband was using Windows 10, and a person in the Ravencoin community was like, "Why are you not using Linux?" And he was like, "What?" And he's like, "Linux is so easy." So we looked it up, and of course now all of our rigs do Linux, including our ASIC outside. And yeah, if I could put it on Linux, I probably could mine Ravencoin.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I mean, Ravencoin is very easy. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know, if you have one GPU, this one's just a single GPU right now. Ravencoin is also mining on this gaming computer right here. It's got one GPU in it. Very, very easy to mine Ravencoin. There's, I don't know how many pools. Last time I checked, there was like over 15, I think. So it's super easy. Like I said, if I can do it, if my husband can do it, we have zero coding experience. You can do it for sure.
Nice. So in regards to Ravencoin, I'm going to safely assume that your first introduction to the Ravencoin community was through the eyes of your husband, right?
For sure.
Okay. So you kind of just peeked over and see the conversation that he was having, and that's where your interest peaked about that. And I'm sure he nudged you to do this and do that, and that helped a lot. So with him, he's pretty much been like your guardian angel into crypto and helped out a lot, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And from my experience, seeing what you're doing now in the crypto community, unbeknownst to the new viewers and listeners that are watching or are just hearing you for the first time, you've been actually very active and very vocal in a very positive way and very encouraging to everyone. I mean, especially women. Women, you have been encouraging them. You've been helping a lot of people. You just had a very successful Twitter space yesterday. You had a ton of people, and there was amazing. It was great. Thank you for hosting that, by the way. That was a great one.
Thank you.
In regards to the Ravencoin community, how were you? What was your first impression of the community itself when you actually first revealed who you are and jumping into the community?
So for a while, I was just kind of lurking on Twitter Spaces, on my own Twitter, right? And this is before anybody knew that I was married to my husband, who's at Xander Coin Mining or Xander Coin Miner, I believe,
Right.
on Twitter.
And just to backtrack a little bit, the Ravencoin community knows your husband very well, right? So okay,
Yes.
I just want to put that on the record that name Xander is pretty popular in the Ravencoin community. All right, continue.
Yes, he is. He's very popular. So of course we were on two separate Twitter accounts, and I was just kind of lurking, right? And kind of lurking in these Twitter spaces that we were having. And of course, Ravencoin halving is coming up in January, and January 11th, which is actually my youngest second birthday. So I thought it was funny that halving day was that day. And I think you were hosting it, and some other people were talking, or maybe JC was hosting it. And they said, "How do we get more people involved?" And I was like, well, first of all, you can get more women involved. I don't think they quite heard the question, whoever was talking, and just got kind of rampaged over. And I was like, "Hey, shut up. Can I talk?" And after that, it was kind of like,
You
oh,
became a voice.
Yeah, I became a voice. So, unbeknownst to everybody, that I was actually married to Xander. And I think it was like 2 or 3 after that I was just like, guys, we're married. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah. So, but yeah, now I wouldn't say influential in Ravencoin, but I just like to promote it and try to bring more women on, because like I said, I have zero coding experience. If I can do NFTs, if we can mine Ravencoin, anybody can. And I love the easy use of it.
You know what's amazing? That I get to see the both of you um, very active in the Ravencoin community. And what I've noticed is that you guys are both truly independent individuals in the community, which is nice because you guys have your own, I guess, following your own movement. He's not just there trying to just whisper everything in your ears. Is that him behind your shoulder? No, I'm just joking.
No.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But what I'm trying to say is that you have that individual independence to just be free, and you know more or less what you're talking about in crypto, which is a good thing. And the same thing with him. He jumps in. He doesn't have to have you. You don't really have to have him. You guys can just be independent and just do your own thing. You guys, it appears to me and just about everyone else that you guys really do appreciate being in crypto.
We do.
All right. So Ravencoin, you guys have been mining Ravencoin for how long?
Ooh.
Don't tell me how much you've mined. I just want to know for how long.
Oh, Lordy.
Back in my days.
That's what it feels like. I feel like between the pandemic and like we're at the end of 2021 already. I would say it's been a year and a half or so that we've been mining Ravencoin.
A year and a half. A year and a half with all this equipment around you, with all the software, with all the communication between you and your husband about crypto, with all the communications you guys been doing online. And then the point I'm trying to get to is, how did this affect your children? Has it been a positive effect or a negative effect, or they don't even care? They just want to play their games.
Actually, it's been so my 4-year-old is very smart. She is foregoing on about 15 to 20, I would say, in that age range. But she is very, very smart for her age. And of course, after my husband got hurt being home all the time and then ultimately having to retire, um, it was kind of like we have to do something for money, right? So we just started mining. And of course, my kids love having their dad home, but it has honestly been a really good experience because she understands, STEM, like she understands the computer aspect of it. To be quite honest, she could probably build this better than I can. And she's 4. So, she plays on her tablet, she does kind of like the new version of Sims for kids, right? So she's getting all that experience now. And I think it's, ultimately great for her because we need more women, especially in STEM and coding, you know. So for her, I'm not worried. For my son, a little. He's a little hard-headed, but um I think he'll learn over time. But he's 2, right? But beneficial wise, it's so beneficial for them because one, they get to have 2 parents at home all the time. And we are making income, from our mining. Um, and of course, I'm active on Twitter. Um, and she was actually, funny thing is, this is how much crypto is influenced in her life. She was watching a cartoon and it was a little chicken, and you have to kind of guess what the chicken is doing. And it was a magnet, and of course it starts, with a paper clip coming by, and then this coin comes across, and it's like a dollar coin or something like that, like a silver dollar, and she's like, "Oh, look, Bitcoin," and I was like, "Oh Lord, I don't know how I feel about this."
I think that's
But
awesome, man. What do you think, Jake? I think that's awesome for sure. That's like one of the to me that would be like one of the greatest blessings ever to hear that. Like, oh my baby, yes, Bitcoin.
yeah.
Following her in her. If apple doesn't fall from far from the tree, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is like the kids are just, they mimic what they hear, and I would say
It's,
it's better that you teach her and then your son about crypto than anything of lesser value.
oh yeah, for sure.
All right, let's transition over to women in crypto. Something that you've been discussing for a while. Something that actually, let me ask you this: how long have you actually been contemplating about bringing women into crypto? Is this something just recent from a recent conversation, or have you always been encouraging women to be at the forefront? And I'm trying to make this make a comparison to I guess to you being a public speaker in high school, like you mentioned earlier. It sounds like you've always want women. And that's kind of your persona. You always want to be at the forefront, not necessarily for the attention, but to show people that you can do it, just like they
Yes.
can do it.
Yes.
So has that always been a thing from early on, and now that you're just in the crypto, you're just kind of just moving that over here as well?
Yeah. So through high school, I did Future Farmers of America. And of course, Future Farmers of America is what it sounds. It's a youth program um, designed for agriculture, right? So it's kind of like the stepping stone in to go into agriculture. Well, agriculture is another male dominated profession. Sorry, guys, you guys dominate almost every profession except for staying at home. Um, so, even early on through high school, I was going to public speaking events, and, all these men, like not men, but boys obviously were winning. And I was just like, I'm over this. Like, so that kind of shaped to where the public speaker in me came out. I was just like, I'm going to win and I'm going to put these people behind me. But I've just always been very independent, very feisty. I would say my husband, I don't understand why my husband married me because I am very feisty, very vocal. If I don't like it, I will tell you to your face. Um, so, I mean, through high school, I was kind of like, I want to do business, right? Because again, business, finance is another male dominated profession. So, and I was in an economics class with a male professor my sophomore year at CSUB, and I was pretty much the only female in the in the economics class of about, I would say, 50 people. We were in stadium seating, if that tells you anything. And I was pretty much one of the only females in that economics class. And after the class was over at the end of the semester, the professor was trying to actually have me, like, not force me, but kind of like get me to do an economics degree. And I was just like, no, I'm okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think women are very, I'm not going to say devalued, but I think women are sometimes put as that we need to stay home, cook, clean, take care of babies, have babies, etc. And I don't think that should happen at all.
Would it be wrong for me to say that women are just not given the opportunity to prove themselves in the field that they're trying to dominate? Is that a correct
Exactly.
statement? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for
Okay.
sure. I mean, women, we're not given the opportunity. We aren't given the opportunity to learn. Like I said, I've been in crypto. Well, my husband's been in crypto for almost 2 years. Um, and I've been in crypto probably about 4 or 5 months. So I'm still new. I'm still learning, but you don't know until you try, is what I'm gonna say. You,
Boom. You got it.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And you're diving in the deep end. You're not just touching it with your toes. You're going all the ways in. You're that's awesome. Uh, so women in crypto. What is your mission and your goal? What's your vision? What's going on with women in crypto? What are you trying to do here in the crypto space?
I think I'm trying to get women in the opportunity because, like I said, most women, they cook, clean, have kids, take care of the financing. And a lot of times, women who do stay home are taking care of the financing. And so it's like, why why are we just taking care of the financing? Why are we not helping decide what we invest in, if that makes sense? Same thing with NFTs, digital art, songs. I mean, we could go on, right, about NFTs. And so, I mean, writing books. A perfect example, you wrote a book and it's an NFT. So it's just like, why can't women do that? Because women ultimately, I mean, I hate to say this, guys, but women are more creative. They are, period. And they're in
Oh,
arts.
I can't believe you said that. Ah.
Uh, you know, uh, I mean, women are artists. I mean, most women are artists, musicians, etc. So why are we, perfect example, my friend, she draws amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She stays at home with her family, and she takes care of her boys while her husband works. Um, and I've been trying to get her into this NFT space because, let's face it, we're in a pandemic, people have taken job losses across the board. So why not take that art and sell it and make extra money for your family? You know, potentially, I mean, look at Ethereum. Some NFTs sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and this is like digital art. So it's just like, why not take the opportunity? Because you're already doing it. Let's just start, you know, putting it out there for people and, bring in that extra income.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of those factors. I think John had actually found a person on the street in San Francisco who suggested to effectively monetize on blockchain.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a great point. I wanted to chime in on this because it is. I think there was news recently. Ubisoft dropped a couple of really the gaming community did not appreciate their NFTs that they put out there. But the one thing that Ubisoft is recognizing is that at some point someone's going to sell that NFT, and the resale of the NFT will be valuable again to the creators, and that is the value therein. If an artist creates something, this is the revolution that has been created for artists. You can now sell your content or your media or creation, whatever you've done, and then every single subsequent sale thereafter, you are also paid for the same art that you have had. It's just something you couldn't have in the past, and now you can, because if it's resold, you get paid again.
Exactly.
So. Nicely said. Okay, so Lyssa, you have been making connections nonstop in Twitter and Discord quite regularly. Can you just tell us what type of skills are out there when it comes to women? What's being produced? What's being integrated into crypto when it comes to women in crypto? And this is more or less to paint a picture of what's actively going on in crypto for the men, the women, and the younguns that are trying to get into crypto that don't know anything about it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So honestly, like it could go anywhere from TA or technical analysis to NFTs, right? So a big technical analysis female out there is Crypto Wendio. She has a major YouTube channel, major, followers. I'm sure there's other TA females out there. I'm actively looking for them to, learn, right? So technical analysis is one way that I understand and learn crypto, because it's like the stock market, if that makes sense. And going over to NFTs, I mean, you've got photography, you've got boudoir photos, you've got paintings, you've got physical paintings, you've got digital art, you've got books. I mean, just the list goes on. It's crazy to see. I mean, I even saw somebody create an NFT on OpenSea of their newborn baby. Like now their newborn baby is on the blockchain. So, I mean, it can go as complex as you want, to like major coding experience to, no coding experience as in photography. And it's so widely in between. So many things can, happen. You can think of, I just put out on the Ravencoin blockchain pictures that I took when I was an eighth grader graduate, an eighth grade graduate going into high school as a freshman, and one just sold of Mount Rushmore. So, I mean, these are pictures that were taken long, long time ago. And did I think 10 years later I would be selling them as digital art? Hell no, no, but I am. And, so just anything and everything you can think of can be made as an NFT.
Yeah, pretty much. So you found women that are artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about what paintings, photography. What about music? Have you found that yet in this crypto space?
I have found music, but no females.
Yet. Yet.
Yet.
I'm sure they
Yet.
exist.
Yes.
You just gotta find those connections. Keep in mind,
Yes, for sure.
you're still new. You just dove into the ocean. You were on a boat with your husband, and I don't know if he pushed you off or you slipped off, and now you're swimming with the sharks and you're trying to find your way and you're making friends along the way in the ocean. That's where we're at,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I guess I piqued somebody's interest considering you're bringing me on as a partner for C3 Media. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I guess I made an impact somewhere.
No, I think it's a very healthy choice to bring you on as a partner, because the reality is that women need more exposure and just given an opportunity to prove themselves that they can. I know you can do this. This what I'm doing. I'm interviewing you. In the future, you're going to be interviewing me. That's just I know you can do it, and I know that there's everyone else out there that like you're saying that's a male dominated field. Yeah, women can do it. But I don't know. I'm sure there's gonna be some debate on that. Somebody's gonna comment below and just say something. It is what it is. If a man can do it, more or less, women can do it as well. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Jake, do you have anything?
No, it's been good to listen and hear what's going on. Quite grateful that Crypto Lyssa is going to join the team and get more involved with, as we've been talking about, women in crypto.
Yeah. Actually, what does your husband think? I'm just curious. What does your husband think about you joining the team?
I think he's happy for sure because it gives me, because when I finished school, and of course I got sick, I was like, what am I gonna do, with my life? I'm educated, and I'm better than just being a mom, of course.
I think so.
So
Sure.
yeah, he's very happy, but I think he's a little jelly too. I think he's a little jealous.
He's jealous?
Uh,
Really?
yeah, I think he's a little jelly, but I'm like, you're not a woman. So,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no
but
disrespect to him, by the
no.
way. No disrespect to him. He's a great man. I've spoken with him. He's good. But I think it's a rarity right now, in this time right now, is to have a woman such as yourself that has the courage and the independence and just the overall drive to want to do this. And that's why I'm happy to bring you aboard. As for your husband, yes, I mean, there's a lot of minors out there. You know, yeah, sorry, buddy. Sorry. All right. Let's get ready to wrap this up. Where can the Cryptonauts and actually, yeah, uh, if women wanted to reach out to you, where can they find you?
Oh, they can find me on Twitter at Crypto Lyssa, Lyssa. And of course, you'll see a picture of me like this. So I'm not some crazy NFT looking animated thing. It is actually me. I do have a female-led Discord that is also in on my Twitter page as well. And you can also reach out to me. Via email at so it'll be cryptolyssa at protonmail.com, and I would love to just sit and chat, and I'm always active on Twitter. um, you know I think last night was the first night I wasn't up till midnight, but yeah, I'm pretty active on Twitter. And of course, Discord, that's fairly new, still kind of learning. Again, zero coding experience. So I'm kind yeah,
Zero coding. You're saying zero coding
zero
experience. So
coding.
the question is, how are you going to help women get into crypto if crypto is all about coding? That's like, what is going on here? Can you just elaborate just a little bit about how you can help women get into crypto?
Well, I can help women get into crypto by helping them get integrated into the blockchain, into the community that they want to be in. Of course, I may not have the biggest community, on Ethereum or OpenSea, but I do have some connections to OpenSea and, people that will help you. But as far as Ravencoin, we've got a zillion people, and they may be a little like 5-year-old that doesn't really have no shame. but they are nice, and I truly, truly appreciate them. They are a loving bunch. And I'm just glad that they took me on after I kind of told them to shut up. So,
So once again, you can help women out in regards to the Ethereum blockchain and the Ravencoin blockchain, correct?
yes,
Perfect.
yes.
All right, Jake. I think it's about that time, buddy. I think it's about that time. What do you think? Unless you got some final words.
No, I think it's good. We covered a lot. It's good to, well, probably not appropriate to say expose Lyssa.
What? It took me like an extra second to think of that. I was like, wait, what? What?
Wait, what?
What?
But more like expose, not expose. So, yeah, we appreciate everyone listening to this podcast and all of the people that we interview on the show. It's always great to have people on here. It seems to be a pretty popular kind of thing to do. So we remember, if you appreciate our content, we would appreciate from you a like. If you'd like to get more of this, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell. We post every Wednesday and Sunday, and these interviews are often on Thursdays, but this time it's going to be on Tuesday. It's just the time we had. You can check us on YouTube and on Anchor and anywhere else you get your podcast. We also have a Discord channel, and on that Discord channel, you can find out a lot of stuff that's going on. A lot of people participate on there, and there's a really cool market in which you can participate with sale of different assets via Raven. We also have a Patreon, and via that Patreon, you can get extra AMA information as well as additional interview information that we have that's beyond the posted interview. And if you can't donate through all of those other methodologies, you can always donate to us through your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, BAT, or Basic Attention Token, or Raven. All the information regarding all the information above is in the description below.
Below. All right, Lyssa. I still owe you like 2 more minutes. So I just want to ask you. That's pretty much the end of it. What did you think? That's pretty much it.
I loved it. I'm excited to start my little piece of women in crypto, and I know I've been hanging out with you and Jake on Wednesdays and Sundays, and most of the time I don't. Yeah, most of the time I don't say anything, but I may not. Just depends. But I'm probably going to be lurking in the background.
Yeah, no, you're not only going to be lurking. You're going to be leading. You're gonna be, hey, we're gonna put you out there, you know. If you, I don't know who pushed you in the water, if it was your husband or if you slipped into the ocean, but
I slipped.
Okay, if you slipped, but we're gonna, Jake and I are gonna be in that rowboat, and we're gonna see you there, and we're just gonna get the paddle. We're gonna push you a little further out. Keep going, keep going. You got this. I believe in you. Here's a life jacket, of course.
Yeah, don't forget the life jacket, but don't bring me in. Just kind of push me further.
You'll get there. Okay, the islands, it's over there. The islands are right there. You'll get there. Don't worry.
Yes.
All right. Let's get out of here. Skedaddles. All right. With that said, Cryptonauts, stack SATS and HODL. Adios. All right, we got ourselves a bonus feature here. We're going to be looking at Crypto Lyssa's Twitter account. You can see here she likes giraffes. What's up with the giraffe?
I love giraffes because I think they're so interesting animals, and that is actually a picture that I took at the Fresno Zoo.
Okay. Right here, your descriptor is mom, mental health advocate, chronic illness, warrior, cryptocurrency, animal lover, NFT collector, DeFi, Ravencoin, Raven. And you have a Discord link. Where does this Discord link go to?
That Discord link goes to my Women in Crypto channel. So, like I said, just starting out, but learning. So come join and, open to everyone. If you're a woman, man, I mean, obviously it's geared towards women, transgender, open to anybody and everybody.
How do you have 576 followers? I mean, I've been in Twitter for a while. What's going on here?
Um, Spaces, man, spaces.
Just keep joining spaces. All right.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Come join my Discord. There you are. You got that pinned up on the top. This is your most recent tweet. What are we looking at here?
That is the trading view chart for Ravencoin. And if you see the wedge, as we all in crypto like to call it, that end right there is going to I can't see on the picture, but it was like March 1st, 2022, for like a breakout. So I put that on there to see what the Ravencoin family thought because, halving's coming up January 11th.
Perfect. And yeah, you're really into that. There's your little selfie, of course. Here we are. We're still just at the beginning, huh? Nice.
Yeah.
And so this account right here, you pretty much, it's all crypto. It looks like mainly Ravencoin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I predominantly do Ravencoin, but there is other cryptos out there, and there's a little bit of my family included. I think you scroll down and you can see my daughter on there. That was literally me today because I hate wrapping Christmas gifts. So, little bit in between of everything. Yeah, there she is. That's my little one. But yeah, I mean, pretty much just my life, crypto. There it is for last night. And yeah, I mean, all aspects of me is on Twitter, pretty much.
Perfect. All right. Well, that was just a little sneak peek. If you want to check her out, there it is, /Crypto Lyssa. All right. Thanks for hanging out.
Mm-hmm.